Hello everybody, this is Drago,
Prepare for battle.
and I'm here casting my
Since
first
I vowed
Dota
to
2 puppet
reclaim
game.
our homeland, I have never made
Please
a
feel free to give any
stunt
feedback on this. I'm
but
trying
I
something
swear,
new,
this one
and we'll
is
see how
in
it
the
goes.
bag.
Alright, so starting off, we have Herstyle playing the Radiant Juggernaut, who appears to be going mid. We have Magnus Safelane, played by If I Die, I'm a Legend. About a lot of regen, pretty interesting. We have Dark Raider playing the Radiant Disruptor, walking down mid and feeding Kappa. And we have Be Like Mike playing Abaddon with Mist Coil level 1, interesting. And lastly, we have Bakuri on the Lion for Radiant. As for our Dire Heroes, going against the Jug mid, we have a Romantic Girl playing Outward Devourer
You have my
with a
gratitude.
lot of branches. We have Black Star playing the Dire Rubik, and 313 playing Dire Slark, as well as Agdivk playing the Treant. We have a couple of couriers,
The battle
two of them.
begins.
According to the forecast,
Just
this
kidding,
one
this one's a Monkey
is
King.
not
Okay, had a bit of a dirt for a minute. Okay. We have Monkey King, who is being played by Touchdona, I believe? Tadonda. Okay, I got it. Whatever. Blocking things as a tree. It looks like we will have somewhat of an interesting lane mid. Don't really expect this to go well for Juggernaut. We'll see how he does. Odie's always a difficult hero to lane against, especially as a melee hero. Right off the bat, he's going for Spin Harass. Interesting choice.
Denied.
I guess I will mention at this point that this is a 7.1K MMR average game. So this is relatively high level. So as far as how I expect the lanes go, I think the Magnus safe lane is going to be a little bit interesting, especially against the Monkey King solo off lane, who is playing very aggressive and is gotten himself into quite a bit of trouble actually with the lion eating the tree. Will most likely go down here, except Magnus might. Okay, unless Magnus messes up, which he did, and kind of saving Monkey King from his own demise there. Alright, as far as our offlane, Abaddon not doing so great solo offlane. The Mist Coil level 1 probably not working out all that great for him against the tri-lane that they're running, especially with the pools coming in from Treant. Gonna make his lane very difficult. We'll see how he does regarding that. As far as Radiant's strategy for this game, they obviously have a pretty good team fight push strat, and they're gonna have to get farmed up. I'll pause that for a moment. It looks like Monkey King is in some trouble again. Will actually go down this time. Well played to the Radiant Heroes on that side.
So much more shall soon be spilled.
Anyways, as far as the strat, they're gonna have to. I predict that they're most likely gonna have to rely on just getting some farm and then pushing, just as like 5-man pushing, 4 or 5 man, because they are at some serious danger of getting picked off against the dire lineup between Slark, Treant, Monkey. Just really dangerous to be caught out alone with, and they have a lot of push potential definitely with Juggernaut and Magnus combo. As far as CS, we'll take a look at CS. I expect Slark gets actually top. Kind of makes sense considering that Abaddon is still not even level 2 yet. Has been zoned very well by the Dire supports, and actually some stuff going down mid. Looks like OD will go down. Great rotation by the Radiant supports. Not certain if that was a smoke or not. But yeah, very good. Taking down the OD, helping Juggernaut get a little bit ahead. Actually, Juggernaut is faring very well. Has 12 CS, 6 denies to the OD's 8 and 3. Playing very well, impressive for such a statistically unfavorable lineup. Radiant supports rotating back, might be able to get a pick off on Monkey King again if they play correctly. Looks like they might. And Monkey King will go down again. Feels bad, man, Monkey King. Abaddon trying to get his level 2 desperately, has actually gotten it, but has gotten himself into some trouble while he was at it, will go down. but does somehow manage to deny himself beforehand, making his failure a little bit less hurtful. Slark still doing very well in CS. Magnus actually doing impressively well in CS as well. Haven't seen safe lane Magnus in a while. Going for 2 points in Empower, no points in Shockwave at level 4 even. I believe he's holding a point that he has not put yet, so we'll have to see if he puts into Shockwave or if he opts for a second point in Skewer. Rubik hanging around mid. Looks like he might go for something pretty soon here. Jug does not see him. Now he sees him. Jug might go down here. We'll have to see. A rotation coming in from Disruptor. Might be able to save him. Actually turning this around. OD dropping low. Getting glimpsed back. Treant armor helped him. But is it enough to save him? Lion's coming in. And he will be able to escape. Safe lane. Monkey King starting to catch up a little bit on CS, doing very well in experience. He has died twice, but he has managed to maintain his levels pretty well. He recognizes that the Radiant supports have not returned yet. Goes on Magnus, and Magnus will fall, despite attempts to skewer. We have Lion roaming back with illusions, spotted by Rubik and the Dire Observer ward here. Monkey King will back off, perhaps. Yeah, playing back a little bit. Abaddon has managed to get level 4. They can no longer zone him without Rubik. Is managing to catch up a little bit. Rubik is having to camp mid to help his OD because the Jug is just winning that hard apparently. But very well. Lane is going very well for Jug. Definitely has managed to get his bottle now. It's actually up to 20 CS. OD is catching back up though with the help of Rubik and is now at 29, almost 30. Yeah, now 30 and 10. Getting ahead of Jug by a good bit, has managed to get his level 6 now. Jug is still level 5. Rubik waiting here, looking for any opportunities to go on Abaddon, but none have arisen yet. Probably looking to replenish that Dire ward in a moment once it expires, as he is holding a ward in his inventory. Although I'm not really certain now. He might actually try to go for the rune steal. Nope, not gonna try it. Just rewarding and then leaving.
Bounty.
Monkey King does have level 6, has used it. Must have missed it. Doesn't look like really much of anything came out of it.
I am mighty.
Dire's bottom tower is
That's
under
something.
attack.
Slick still free farm. Holding on to 19, almost 2,000 gold. Has not yet bought his treads. Interesting choice. Think he would just make his little stop at his side shop at the least, but it's a little bit unusual. Lion failing to connect and hold Monkey King in place long enough, who does have double damage by the way, but is at a little bit low mana, so is most likely going to have to just farm these creeps and then go back to base.
Dire's
Jug playing a little bit scary. Rubik there almost
top
catching him
tower is under attack.
with the lift. Lion rotating, looking to possibly get any kind of counter plays. In the meantime, Magnus and Disruptor are pressuring the bottom tower, however Treant is managing to keep it on pretty reasonable health. It looks like Juggernaut might be rotating back mid, does have his level 6 Omni Slash, might be able to make something happen with the help of Lion and Abaddon.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Lion moving in, goes up with the stun, will Hex in a moment. And if the Omni Slash goes through, this will be over.
Dire's bottom
Rubik with a
tower is
brilliant
under
lift
attack.
saves OD.
Dire's bottom tower
Abaddon
has
getting a little bit
fallen.
greedy, they have to fall back after this Treant TP. Still holding on to the Omni Slash. Bottom lane, the tower on Dire has dropped. Magnus is forced to use his RP, and things look to be going well until that happened, and Monkey King wins. RP has now been wasted, and Monkey King still has his ultimate, and as well as some extra damage to hold on to. Magnus is forced back to base.
Regeneration!
Regen Rune going for Disruptor, and these wards, a little bit interesting here. Interesting to see this.
I'll take that as tribute.
Slark dropped a little bit low, traded with Abaddon a little bit too much it looks like, and went straight for Shadow Blade, skipped Treads and Aquila entirely. Interesting choice by him, but we'll give him a lot of early kill potential. That stinking 8-minute Shadow Blade. He's going straight for kills right off the bat. Probably going to go for the Lion. Yep. And that is a dead Lion. He has revealed the Shadow Blade though, so Radiant will most likely start getting down those sentries and try to play defensively, but quite the cost actually. Top, we have Disruptor hanging out, looking for any opportunities to pick off Treant. In the meantime, Slark is farming camps. Still no Treant on Slark, interesting. And Magnus went Helm of the Dominator, going for a very right-clickish build. Lion is rotating. They are looking for any opportunities on this Monkey King, but Monkey King smells something up and hops into the trees to get out of there. Slark looking for another pickoff. Checking for anybody who might be farming camps. Nobody's there. Just gonna farm a camp himself. Bottom lane, though, they do find Monkey King, and it looks like they will most likely take him down here in a moment. Monkey King stun misses, and he falls. They are still looking for more, though. If they manage to get into this RP range, this will be a dead Rubik as well. But the RP misses, and Rubik escapes by the skin of his teeth. OD still farming mid, has a pretty good amount of farm. Looking to go straight for that Hurricane Pike. It looks like 4-staff first.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Already has
bottom
the
tower is
Staff
under
of Wizardry
attack.
and is actually playing pretty aggressive
Radiant's
against
top
this
tower is under attack.
Juggernaut, making him work for it. In the meantime, Radiant's pressuring the Dire's bottom tower, has to back up. That Magnus gets on low health,
Radiant's top
but
tower
as a
is
counter
under
push,
attack.
Slark is also pressuring the Radiant top tower with the help of his friend Treant. Omni Slash coming out on OD. Going to be a little bit close. It's a little bit risky from the looks of it. And Jug will fall. Not the greatest initiation. Here comes Monkey King as well, cutting off the Radiant retreat route. Disruptor's probably going to go down in a moment here as well. Although Abaddon very nearly gets OD, but the Centaur...
Radiant's top
Oh!
tower is under attack.
Disruptor does TP away. But Abaddon failing to get the OD. OD living and now back on full health with the help of the Shrine. We'll most likely start pressuring mid tower if they are left uninhibited. Lion went Arcane Boots. Interesting choice. Jug. Still farming mid. A little bit dangerous though with the Rubik nearby. And in the meantime, Monkey King is free farming the bottom lane. Radiant is looking to push out the top lane.
Radiant's
Probably going to try to
bottom
pressure
tower is under
and
attack.
take the Dire top tower, but Dire is pretty well aware of this, has spotted him, and does not appear to have any interest in defending their tower,
Dire's
and will
top
simply
tower is under attack.
try to take
Radiant's
the
bottom
Radiant
tower
bottom
is
and
under
mid
attack.
towers instead. This Slark really has a habit of just hanging on to his money. It's not a...
Plan B.
Dire's
Oh,
top
well, there goes
tower
Slark.
has fallen.
Okay. Maybe he should have bought his shreds, and maybe that wouldn't have happened, but what do I know? I'm not 7.1k.
To my house.
Dire's top tower is
Radiant
under
has
attack.
managed to take the Dire top tower and is pressuring the top tier 2
Dire's
now as well.
structures are fortified.
If Dire doesn't do
Radiant's
something about
bottom
this soon, it's
tower
going to
is
get a little
under
bit nasty
attack.
for them. Monkey King
Dire's
is just
top
not a
tower
strong
is
enough
under
pusher. He's
attack.
not able to get anywhere close to taking the Radiant bottom tower. And in the meantime, Radiant have almost managed to take the tier 2 already. Monkey King, though,
Dire's top
looking for
tower
any
has
opportunities for
fallen.
pounces. None really popping up yet. Slark is nearby.
Radiant's
Manages to
courier
snipe the
has
courier.
been killed.
Reveals himself, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
OD farming camps. Not really much else good for him to do at the moment. However, Monkey's still looking for opportunities. Does see the Magnus TP away. Slark is still roaming around. They might be able to make something happen, but it looks like Monkey King will back off. And if anything happens now, it will be Slark alone. Looking for an opportunity in Jug. Sees him by himself. Might be going on him if he gets the opportunity, but he does see the Disruptor come through, and he goes. Needs to be careful here, though. If Disruptor manages, that's not going to work with the Shrine there, dude. Kinetic Field coming out, Slark is trapped, and gets glimpsed back immediately. And it looks like Slark will fall to the Omni Slash as well.
Dire's bottom tower is
OD
under
still
attack.
not at his Hurricane Pike.
Radiant's middle tower
Just barely has
is
his
under
force staff
attack.
and a couple of null talismans. Not really having much game impact at the moment. With 1 death, 2 assists. Things going very well for the Radiant side. They have managed to successfully group push
Radiant's top
the
tower
top
is
and bottom
under
lanes.
attack.
Dire got a lot of net worth off of that, and are now looking to take the Dire mid tower as well. So as far as how Dire can make a comeback at this point,
Radiant's
they just
top
really
tower
need
has
to find
fallen.
these pickoffs, because the issue with playing with heroes like Monkey King and Slark is that they don't work well unless you can get these pickoffs. In the meantime, though, Monkey King, huge Sanity's Eclipse coming through in the fight mid. OD looking to try to take down Disruptor. Abaddon also going down. Disruptor barely living again. Although Monkey King is in very short pursuits. Short pursuit.
Radiant's
Short,
middle tower
quick
is
pursuit.
under attack.
What am I saying? How do I words?
Radiant structures
Decides
are
not to go for the
fortified.
stun and will instead just go for the bounce. Misses the stun and might lose. Nope, he still got it. Magnus opts not to join. Magnus does have his blink though, something to keep in mind. He will pick up the Slark, who will most likely go down here. Very nearly lives with the tree and armor, but not gonna happen. Odie still doesn't have his Hurricane Pike. 15 minutes in, just doing okay on net
Radiant's top
worth,
tower
but
is
not
under
doing
attack.
as well as he should, considering the
Dire's
amount of free
bottom
farm that
tower
he's had
is
most of
under
this game.
attack.
Especially with the support help that he's had. He is just not having the game impact that he really needs to.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Monkey King hasn't had really any good ult opportunities either. Meanwhile, Treant falls, gets caught out, and Monkey King is just kind of going YOLO. Seems to be
Dire's
working,
middle tower is
actually.
under attack.
Waiting on Abaddon makes it a little bit difficult. Doesn't really matter though. Jug has arrived, but not at the time that he really needed to, and will fall very quickly to the lift in Monkey King. Makes a pretty big turn for Dire. Jug is now not doing so great on net worth, a full 2,300 behind the OD. However, Magnus is doing well still, but all of their advantage that they got from pushing has just kind of crumbled away with those two fights. And suddenly Dire is looking a lot better right now. Slark has Aquila, will be going for Silver Edge, it appears. Pretty good choice. From what I can tell, it's pretty decent against Abaddon. Pretty decent against Jug. Yeah, it's alright. It's an alright pick, just gives you general stats. Monkey King, farming top. Going for the Echo Saber. Looks like he has it, but is not able to get quite on the courier quite yet. It looks like Trent will be going for a Mechanism. And Rubik going for a Blink. As far as Juggernaut, they have Radiant side has smoked. Juggernaut does have his Duasha and Omni Slash available. RP is also available. Huge RP coming through. Omni Slash is going to follow up as well. No need for it. Dire side just melts the RP Static Storm combo. And now all of a sudden,
Are fortified.
things looking pretty good for this Juggernaut again. Looks like they will take the Dire mid tower and will most likely be able to also follow up and get the
Dire's middle
Dire
tower
mid
is under
tier 2
attack.
as well, despite
Radiant's
Slark's
bottom
attempts
tower is under
to split
attack.
push the Radiant bottom tower, which is still over half HP, despite all the time
Dire's
that's
middle
been
tower
hitting it.
has fallen.
Lion might be able to make something happen here if he does this correctly. Does he have mana for ult? He does, and Slark will get solo killed by Lion again.
The start of your suffering.
Not so great for him. Still not able to get his Shadow Blade arming his Silver Edge. Does set him behind quite a bit. As far as itemization is concerned, Jug is going up for Manta Style, which is a pretty good choice against the Overgrowth. Mostly just because of Overgrowth. That's the only real reason you get this game, but it is a pretty good reason. In the meantime, Radiant have managed to take Roche off of
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
the lead that they have right now. And it will be picked up by Magnus, I believe. Yes. Yes. It is going Echo Saber next. Disruptor getting a little bit greedy with his warding. Will most likely go down here. But they did have to burn an ultimate for it off the Treant Protector. Sets him behind a lot for this next fight. However, Abaddon does also go down with the Astral Imprisonment holding him in place. Very back and forth game, this one. Joke is still managing to catch up in net worth, though. He has managed to surpass both Monkey King and Slark in net worth, and will be getting his Manta Style very shortly here. Very nearly has the gold for it. He's like 700 more gold. Magnus has to Echo Saber.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So a little bit more teamfight potential even than he had before. Lion opted for an Aether Lens first. Interesting choice. And did sell his Arcane Boots to go for Tranquil Boots. Don't see that every day. We'll be going for Glimmer Cape next. Pretty good choice against the OD and Monkey King. And really just the entire Dire lineup good for saving his teammates. Baden still going Blade Mail. We'll be going Vladimir's offering next to the Pierce. Slark going Invis. Just has his Silver Edge. Might be able to get some good kill potential here. In the meantime, Monkey King narrowly escaping. I believe. Big fight's going on. Rubik, huge overextension by Rubik, who will go down in the end. In the meantime, Monkey King has been spotted, but he will be able to escape by leaping away. OD split pushing top, not having any interest in partaking the brawls that are happening down there. Does have his Hurricane Pike now, and will be opting for a Blink next, just for the extra positioning. Omni Slash coming out on the Monkey King. Does pick him off. Bad positioning by him. Makes it a little bit easy for
Radiant's top tower
to catch him out. And it looks like Radiant will be able to take the last Dire tower outside of their base, and we'll be going for a set of racks next. Doubt that Monkey King will buy back for this. OD does have his Blink, and I don't really think they can defend this. I think they just have to. OD's going to continue split push, or Slark's going to continue split pushing. I think he does not have TP. They're going to have to defend without Slark if they defend. A huge RP coming out though. Both Rubik, whole team falling except for Slark. Treant having to buy back, desperately trying to defend. This Magnus is just so ahead, still has the Aegis even. Monkey King looking for a good opportunity, wants to pounce. If possible. Is going to pounce stun ult. But it gets hexed by Lion, does not catch the Lion, and will now most likely fall as well. Things not looking so great for Dire at the moment. Jug does have his Manta. Treant will die back. Slark desperately trying to save his team. Will actually very nearly kill the Magnus. But the Vlad's is just too much. Not Vlad's, he's one. Excuse me. Huge Sanathe's Eclipse though coming out from the OD. Does turn around the fight a little bit, but the Radiant will still be able to safely escape, and did cost them a Slark buyback. Lion does not escape though, actually. TPs are not going well for them. Magnus might be able to kill this OD though. He will fall. However, both of the Radiant supports will also fall, as well as the battle. Or, actually, Disruptor lives, but Magnus just ruining the Dire team. No buyback on Slark. No buyback on Treant. And Monkey King does have buyback still, but oh! Monkey King does manage to turn it around a bit. Gets a whopping 1,000 gold for that kill. Big turnaround. Gets him a little bit ahead in net worth, but I don't know if it's going to matter much at this point. They really need to find a way to capitalize off this advantage, because they have burned their buybacks. They are so far behind in gold. They have lost so many of their structures already at the 23-minute mark that it's going to be tough to recover. They're really going to have to get some more good pickoffs on the back lines of these fights. Take out the Radiant supports. Monkey King opting for a Basher with the Echo Saber. Good choice. Helps keep people on his ult and help keep people in place a little bit better. OD will be going for the BKB next, it appears, based off of his quick buy Q. very helpful against the OD, pretty much everybody on the Radiant team. Doesn't really save him from RP or Omni Slash, but that doesn't really matter all that much, in all honesty. Slark, still no treads. Deciding to buy treads at the 23-minute mark after he has Silver Edge and Aquila. Interesting item progression. That's all I'll say on that. Abaddon does have his Vlads, and they will be pressuring the top shrine for Dire. A little bit dangerous though. They don't have Jug with them, or Magnus, although Magnus and Jug are both heading their way. Playing very confidently. Magnus has a Silver Edge now, and will be looking to potentially pick off this Monkey King. Does not see the Monkey King though, so unless Monkey King... Oh! The bait does come out, and Monkey King will go down if he uses the RP. Does not even have to use the RP. Monkey King just shrivels and melts. Maelstrom on the Jug will be going into Mjolnir pretty soon, I expect. Gives him a lot more pushing and farm potential, as well as some advantage to his team fight as well. And Radiant looking to take Dire top. It's going to be a little bit tough for Dire to defend this. This might be Dire's last stand. They don't have any buybacks hardly. I believe they have buyback on Monkey. No, they don't even have buyback on Monkey now. He spent all of his gold. No buyback on OD. No buyback on Treant. Maybe buyback on Ruben. Overgrowth coming out. Trying desperately to save himself, Treant is. But does barely manage to do it. But at the cost of Rubik, who has to buy back now. Slark getting himself a little bit deep here. Putting himself in a lot of danger, getting hexed up. There comes the RP. Just absolutely demolishing the OD and Treant. Monkey is back up, but Slark has been caught in the kinetic field and will most likely be falling. And no buybacks on any of the cores. For Dire, looks like it will most likely be GG at this point. So, very interesting game. This is very back and forth for most of it. I like the hero picks. I like the plays, especially from the hard carry Magnus. I thought very interesting to see the way that Radiant handled themselves. That very nice timing and execution by Radiant as far as team fights go. And even in the laning, especially to the supports definitely MVPs in this game. Played absolutely brilliantly. Anyways, as far as what Dire could have done to save this game, pretty hard game to save at this point, in all honesty. Well, I mean, at this point, obviously, it's not savable, but yeah. They do turn around a little bit here, but not really able to kill the Magnus. Monkey King just using his ult out of desperation. They do manage to pick up the Jug and the Abaddon, but I don't really think it's gonna matter. I mean, sure they killed Jug and Abaddon, but they're against Mega Creeps now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Radiant's Lion has more net worth, almost as much net worth as Slick, and more net worth than Monkey King. I mean, that's when you know when the Radiant supports have more net worth than your carries, then that's when you know that you're in a bit of a bad situation, especially when you're against Mega Creeps.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Disruptor setting just for the lulz of it, going for the Aghanim Scepter at the end here.
Well, look at that.
Radiant not going to be able to make the final blow until they have their Magnus back up. They are looking to wait for Roche, potentially, it looks at this point. OD trying to push out the top lane. Did go for Veil instead of BKB. Interesting choice. Good for Sandy's Eclipse, but questionable. He does have buyback now, though. He didn't actually have to burn it, he just didn't have enough gold for it in those last fights. Slark also has buyback, so if they can hold this next push, might actually be able to hold as much as I was talking about how it's over. But it's going to be pretty hard for them, but it is possibly doable. We'll have to see how it goes. They are diving really far for this Abaddon. Going to cost them OD here. Most likely. There it goes. Disruptor narrowly surviving again, as he has any time before. Monkey King missing the bounce. Going for Abaddon now. He does pop his blade mail. Magnus RP coming through. The entire Dire team just shrivels up. All buybacks are going to start being burned. Slark does have buyback, but he's going to have to burn it most likely pretty soon here, because This is not looking good for him. He still has 40-second cooldown in his ult, not able to do much to defend this. Last stand by Dire, Treant trying to make something happen, just not gonna happen. Slark farming boot camps. And that's it for this game. Anyways, this was my first Dota 2 cast. Hope you guys all enjoyed watching. Please feel free to give me any feedback. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.